I'm going to show you guys how to crochet these gloves today. The stitch I used is half double crochets and single crochets, and of course some chains and slip stitches because this is worked in the round. It's okay if you don't know any of those stitches. I'm going to show you how to do them in the video. As you can see, these gloves fit me very well, especially here. And this is done by using decrease. I'm going to cover that as well. And because it's a small project, it can easily be done in just one day. This pattern is made to measure. You can change this height, this, how big this hole is, and the width of the gloves. I already made one glove, the other one will be made in the same way. This is the yarn I'm going to use. This is 8 ply, so that's like weight 3. It calls for a 4mm crochet hook, and that's what I'm going to be using. But remember, even if you're using the same weight yarn, you still might need to make adjustments to the chain numbers and stuff like that. Because again, this is made to measure. I have this many stitches here. If you do the same stitches, this might not fit your hand. So that means you'll need to add more stitches. But during the video, I'll explain which part we're working on, how many stitches I'm doing, the measurements for it, so you can make adjustments for yourself. First, we need to make a chain that can go around your palm like this. So we're going to begin with a slip knot. Insert your hook. Make a chain of 24. So yarn over and pull it through the loop on the hook. 1, chain 2, yarn over, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 14 more so that I have 24 chains in total. Okay, this is the circumference here, what goes around your 4 fingers. So that means you're going to put it around your palm and see if it fits. If you want your glove to be snug like mine, then you want a chain to be something like this. But if you want it to be a bit looser, you can chain maybe 2 more chains. But if you're not doing 24 chains, make sure you chain an even number of chains so that it's easier for you to make adjustments later. Okay, so I've got 24 chains here. And it is about 15 centimeters. And that is almost 6 inches. Okay, then we're gonna join in the round so it forms a circle like that. So make sure all the chains are facing up, and then insert your hook in the very first chain. Grab this yarn and make a slip stitch. So yarn over and pull it through the first chain, and then go ahead and pull it through the loop on the hook as well. Okay, now I'm going to mark this first stitch, the first chain we just worked into. This is just to help us locate the first stitch. Now we're going to begin round 1, chain 1. We're going to make a half double crochet in the first chain here. So to make a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook here in the same chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, and pull it through all 3 loops. Actually, I'm going to move this stitch marker up to this stitch. So I'm going to place the marker here in the first stitch, in the top 2 loops. Like that. So that means this is the first stitch of round 1. In the next stitch, make 1 more half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook in the second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through all. Okay, and then I'm going to continue doing this, yarn over, insert in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all. If you know this stitch, you can go ahead and make 1 half double crochet in each chain here all the way around. If you're still new to this stitch, you can rewind the video and rewatch it in a slower speed. So like I said, I'm just gonna continue making 1 half double crochet in each chain. And because I have 24 chains and I'm working 1 stitch in each chain, I should have 24 stitches for round 1. Okay, so I've got 24 stitches here. You may want to work 1 more stitch in this chain, but that's not a stitch. That's actually the slip stitch we did at the beginning. So if you're not sure, you can count your stitches. I'm gonna take this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 24 stitches. Then I'm going to close this round by working a slip stitch in the first stitch. This is the first stitch, which is already marked. I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, and slip stitch. So we just finished this round. I'm going to do 1 more round of half double crochet here. If you want to make this longer, you can do more rounds here. So this, if you want to make this longer, covering more area here, then you can make more rounds. But for me, I'm just going to make 2 rounds here before I begin to create the thumb hole. So to begin a round, chain 1 in the marked stitch, which is the first stitch, yarn over, make a half double crochet. And then I'm going to place the stitch marker in the first stitch of the next round. So that's the first stitch, that's worked. Second stitch, 1 half double crochet in this stitch. And continue doing this. Work 1 half double crochet in each stitch. If you can tell, that is the last stitch, but again, if you can't, count your stitches. For me, I have 24 stitches always for every round so far, but if you change a different number at the beginning, you should always have that many stitches. Okay, so 24 for me, and then I'm gonna slip stitch in the first stitch to join in the round. And then, as I explained before, if you want to continue working, you can do that as well. You just chain 1 and then keep working 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. Okay, for my next round, I'm going to begin to create this. So for this round, I'm going to make 11 half double crochets first, starting from the first one, which is marked. So that's one stitch. Mark it. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna do 11 stitches first. This number depends on your beginning chain number. So here's the math you do to get how many stitches you should work here first. So you use your beginning chain number, 24 for me, minus 2. I get 22 stitches. And then you divide that by 2. 22 divided by 2 is 11. And that's why I'm working 11 stitches. So another example, if your chain number is 30, 30 minus 2 is 28. And then that number divided by 2 is 14. So you work 14 stitches, 14 half double crochets first. Okay, so I've got 11 stitches here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Now I'm going to make a chain that goes from here to here. So as you can see, if you want this to be wider, if you want a bigger thumb hole, you would chain more. Here I'm going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now I flip it to the other side and then put it on my hand and make sure this chain can go around my thumb. So my 8 chains is 5 centimeters, which is about 2 inches. Now flip it back. And like I said before, if you want to chain more, you will have a bigger thumb hole. So I chain 8 and then skip 2 stitches. 1, 2. That stitch we already worked. So skip 1, 2, and the next stitch is worked in the 3rd stitch. Make sure the chain is not twisted. Yarn over, hold this loop, and then insert in the 3rd stitch. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and half double crochet. And then go ahead and make 1 half double crochet in each stitch, including this one. I should make 11 stitches again, the same number as these ones at the beginning. Now this is the last stitch. It should be number 11. Slip stitch to join the round. Chain 1 again to begin the next round. In the first stitch, make a half double crochet and then mark the stitch. From now, I'll stop mentioning this, but you'll remember to mark the first stitch for every round. So after this round with a chain, I'm going to work one more round, working 1 half double crochet in each stitch. And then after that, I'm going to begin to decrease. So 1 half double crochet in this one, and here I should have 11 stitches, and then I have 8 chains here. For the chain, I'm going to insert in this one, the top loop here, and then as usual a half double crochet, and then continue working 1 half double crochet in each of them. So that is the first half double crochet in the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the next stitch is this one. And for a normal stitch like this, insert in the top 2 loops. 1 half double crochet in each stitch. This round I have 30 stitches, and the reason why I have 6 more stitches than 24 is because here I chained 8, but I skipped 2. So I kind of increased 6 stitches, and 24 plus 6 is 30. It's kind of important to know how many stitches you have for this round at least. So this is how you do it. You use your beginning chain number, 24 for me, plus the chains you did here, 8 for me, and then minus the chains, the stitches you skipped here. So that's 2 for me. So 24 plus 8 minus 2 is 30. And therefore, I have 30 stitches for this round. That's the last stitch. I'm going to slip stitch. So you figure out how many stitches you have for this round. And the next round, we're going to need that number to decide where to do the decrease. Okay, so my stitch number is 30. I'm just gonna divide that number by 2, which gives me 15 stitches. And that means I'm going to chain 1 and work 15 half double crochets first, 1 in each stitch. So that's half of your stitch number. If this round you have, say, 40 stitches, you do 20 half double crochets first, 1 in each stitch. Okay, so the decrease might be challenging for some people, but if you don't do it, you won't get this shape. See how this goes in nicely and very fitted to my wrist? This is what we can achieve with the decrease. So after 15 stitches, I'm going to make a decrease over the next 2 stitches. And the decrease is going to be a half double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then yarn over again, insert in the next stitch, pull up one more loop. Now you should have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all of them. And that is a half double crochet 2 together. Now you place a stitch marker in this. This will tell me where I'm going to decrease again for the next round. And then for the next stitch, you just work 1 half double crochet in each stitch, all the way to the end of the round. This round, you would have 1 stitch less. So for me, I've got 29 stitches for this round. And if you're tired of counting stitches, you can also mark the last stitch from here, so you know which one is the last stitch to work into, slip stitch to join in the round. The next round, I'm gonna work 1 half double crochet in each stitch to the marked stitch here. So you work your stitches all the way to this. This is the decreased stitch. Take out the stitch marker. And over the next 2 stitches, make a half double crochet 2 together again. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over again, next stitch, pull up one more loop, yarn over, pull through all. Don't forget to mark this stitch again. And then from the next stitch, 1 half double in each stitch. Okay, so this is the pattern for the decrease part. So basically you work to the marked stitch, and then in this stitch, the marked stitch, and the next one, work a half double crochet 2 together, and then 1 half double crochet in each stitch to the end of the round. Here you can continue decreasing until it reaches your wrist or until it's narrow enough. So this is round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Round 4, I've got 30 stitches. This round I decreased, so 29 stitches. Round 6, 28. I'm gonna work 4 more rounds, keep decreasing like that. And the round numbers for those rounds are 27, 26, 25, and 24, which is my beginning chain number, so I'm gonna stop there. But you can keep decreasing if your wrists are really small. You can also stop decreasing earlier if your wrists are a bit bigger, so you can adjust that to your liking. And also I marked this stitch, so I know this is the last stitch. So I just work into that stitch. Maybe mark it again. And slip stitch. I don't need to count my stitches anymore. So if you keep decreasing like that, say you get to this width, but you still want this part to be longer before the ribbing. From here, you can continue working as many rounds as you like, working 1 half double crochet in each stitch without decreasing, and this will go down a bit further, and then you can do the ribbing here. So I've got 10 rounds here, and for round 10, I have 24 stitches. I'm gonna slip stitch in the first stitch to join in the round, and then I'm gonna make the ribbing. I've already got a tutorial for working the same ribbing onto a round of stitches, so I'm gonna link it to you right here. But basically I just make a chain here. This is the width of the ribbing. For these gloves I chained 6 plus 1 to turn, so chain 7, and I worked single crochet back loops back and forth like that, and each row has 6 stitches. Every time I come back here, I slip stitched twice instead of 3 times. You'll know what I mean if you watch that video. So that video shows you how to work the ribbing from start to finish, including how to join the first row to the last to complete the ribbing. So that's a simple explanation for the ribbing, just for you to understand its structure. And after you finish both gloves, don't forget to weave in the ends, and then your gloves are done.